Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you this cute little project that is a Valentine's love heart box, and inside are 4 mini tubes of love hearts that are just stood up on their end. I think you can just about see them. And it is a twist shut box, and it is just a little dinky box with those love hearts in that you could give someone as a little gift. And so I'm going to show you how to make it. So to start off, you need a piece of cardstock that is 4.5 inches by 7 inches or 12 by 18 centimetres. You then need to score on the 4.5 inch side at 1.5 inches and 3, and that's 4 centimetres and 8 centimetres. And then we're going to rotate and score at 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6, and that would be 4, 8, 12 and 16 inches. Whilst we've got this on the board though, we do need to score halfway between these score lines. So for this one, for the inches, it's every 3/4. So 3/4, nearly 2 1/4, 3 3/4 and 5 1/4. And so in centimetres that would be 2, 4, 6, no, wouldn't, ignore me, it would, yes it would, 2, 4, 6, no it wouldn't, would it? Ignore me, ignore that, just score at halfway points and I will work it out and put it on my blog. I didn't work that bit out. Okay, so we then need to bring in our ruler and our bone folder, and we need to join that mark with the right hand corner. So just to the top, and as always make sure you've got a pad of paper or some magazines underneath, and just do all of those 4 score lines just like that, and then we can do our folding and burnishing of those score lines. I'm trying to do the maths in my head now for those centimetres and it's just no chance. I'm so bad at maths, it's not funny. So once we've done all of that, we then need to cut away this bottom square here because that's not needed. And we need to cut just a sort of a wedge off the corner of that there. And then just up these ones because these are going to be the bottom of our box. Okay, and then very gently we're going to encourage this crease line to fold over. So I'm just doing them gently at the moment just to try and encourage it to go. Some of them will go fairly easily, others will need a little bit of encouragement. But once it starts, as you can see, it decides then that it wants to go. It's just making sure you've got the card in the right angle. So that one needs to go in and that one needs to come across. There we go. So once we've got that, then we need to add our panels. So I'm using the Painted with Love. Now, as you know, on most of these we generally use the reverse side or a different DSP to show the paper. But I love the gold and I wasn't so mad keen on the spots. It just didn't really do a great deal, so I thought I'm just going to change the cardstock and use the gold side of these. So these little square panels are 1 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch, or in centimetres it's 3 by 3. And then I'm just going to stick these on to my box, and with the other one I did stick them on fairly randomly, so I had the gold bar or the gold part running, you know, top to bottom or down the sides or at the bottom, anywhere really. Just mix them up a little bit. So that's those stuck on. Then I'm just going to grab my fuse and put some adhesive on the side there. And then just put this bit on here. which for some reason I was struggling with earlier. Let's do it that way. That's better. Just use my bone folder just to make sure that's well and truly stuck. So that's the back. So there's my box, and as you can see, the top sort of starts to do its thing. There we go. Just needs a little bit of encouragement. So we need to do the bottom. So if that's the back, this one is done last. So I'm going to put that in, but I'm going to put adhesive on here to hold that in place. I'm also going to put adhesive on this one to keep it, oops, in place, not stick it to the grid paper. Let's get rid of that. So that one gets stuck. Surprisingly, the dogs are barking. And then obviously on the last piece, just fold that one up. And then we're just going to pop our love hearts inside. And as I say, they will go just end on end, just like that. And then if you sort of pinch opposite corners, it will go. And then you can just sort of give them a little fold. And there's the basic box. So again, making sure that that's my back. I want to use my handheld punch just to put a hole in here. And then I'm using the lovely tinsel trim, and I'm going to go with the pink one on this one. But before I do any more of that, I have cheated a little, and I die cut my heart using the Sweet and Sassy framelits. And I've got my white bit here for my banner. Sure do love you, and I'm just going to use the Just For You again. So I'll just pop that on my block, grab my Melon Mambo ink, which I'm just going to stamp just there in the centre, give it a quick clean. And then I want to trim this down. So I do actually use my trimmer for this bit, and I'm literally going against where my cutting plate is. There's a very small line in between that. Let me bring it up and show you. So it's just this line here, just where the cutting plate runs, and I literally use that as a guide and pop my sentiment on there, and I do the same this side. And this is just a scrap piece that I had left over, and then I just want to take a little bit off that end there, and maybe a fraction off there. So that's those. Move that out of the way. Back in with my paper snips, and I just sort of gauge the middle and then go from the corner to it, just to do that sort of banner edge there. Likewise on this end. So that's my banner done. I've then got my heart, which is also going to get a punch, and this is the 1/8 of an inch handheld punch. A little bit of snail on there. It just sits across the centre. And then, as you've perhaps seen before, I've got a rather large darning needle that I use for some of my threading, because it does become quite hard and the ends get frayed, so I just use it. So I've looped it through there on my box, and then I'm going from front to back on my heart. And then you sort of need to gauge how long you want this to hang, and then where you're going to tie your knot. So I don't want this hanging too low, so I just sort of tie a knot and then just sort of keep pulling at it until it gets tight, which this one isn't going to do, is it? Because again, it's on video, nothing goes right on video. And then I just pull that so that it's at the back of that hole. And then the last thing I did was added some of the hearts from the beautiful gold vinyl stickers, wherever the opening is. And I literally just grabbed one of the sheets and just got some of the hearts there and just randomly stuck them on the top of my box, if I can get them off. They are beautiful stickers because they're so easy to use, and they look quite professional too, for me anyway. And the last one just on the bottom there. And there we have it, our two little love heart inspired boxes. So I hope you like my project. Everything will be on my blog, including all of the measurements. I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!